Oh, I'll tell you one thing. I don't know what I was thinking. I rushed over to the Meadows today thinking I was in race 1, and I was actually in race 6. I don't think I've done that for a while. I've never been aggressively early for anything. Late, yes, like now. For those of you out there, my GPS says I'm going to arrive at Scioto at 5:55. 2 problems. Post time is 5:56. Problem number 1. Problem number 2, it says 146 miles to empty on my car, and I'm 124 miles away. You would think math would be like, Anthony, you're fine. Do I really trust it? I'm going to have to. You should be able to make up another 5 minutes on my way to Scioto, I hope. Maybe 8 minutes would be helpful. It would at least put me at 10 minutes to post. That's if they let me drive the horse. Anyway, I get to the Meadows today very early. Forgot the gas up like an idiot. Raced a horse for Kevin Johnson. He was a winner. Raced Militant. I'm going to tell you one thing. That's why you got to put the time in. I warmed Militant up, and he was awful. Run all over the track. Was trotting terrible. I said, hold the phone. We're going to make some changes here. We took all the boots off him, taped his knees up, and I knew he'd touch his knee a little bit, but taped his knees up, bandaged him up behind, polos and bat wrap. Put a head pull back on the outside of him that he had on before I went out, warmed him up, he was better. Going in behind the gate, he's a 2-year-old. That wasn't a 2-year-old race. Those were aged horses. Now, again, it was a maiden, so it wasn't like he was racing in the elite lot. He was racing in but an aged maiden, 2 to 5-year-old maiden, and I think he might have been one, or if not one of Mel Beaversource's 2-year-old also. One of the only 2-year-olds in the race. I moved him, and I hit him a swat when I moved him, and he was on fire. He was on his toes. He actually, theoretically, truthfully speaking, he warmed up 3 times today. He jogged, then I went a mile with him. I didn't like how he trotted in the mile. Changed all his equipment around. And went back out and scored him down a 1/4 mile. And he was much better. Then he raced. I moved him in the last turn, and he knew he meant business, and I meant business. He raced good. He raced good. No faults today. A little shaky warming up, but they're babies. It happens. But as I said, that's why sometimes you got to warm them up tight and make sure they're right. Make sure they're screwed in tight. And he was definitely buttoned down today when we went to the gate. A good mile from him. If I'm not mistaken, he went a mile 57. Huge mile from him. I forbid you, no racing room. You know, and somebody said, "Oh, I wish she had got room." I said, "She'll get room next week. We'll see. We'll see how much room she needed today next week." But she did. She was looking for room today, so she should be on her toes for next week. You know, Aaron, he was right in front of me the whole way. Stayed left, got through the inside, which is usually no man's land. But he got through the inside to be second, and I never got an inch of room anywhere down the lane. She finished, I don't know, 6th, 7th, whatever the hell she finished. But race not bad. Race not bad. And then activation, we let his hobbles way out today. I think we're going to race him without hobbles his next start. You know, he shouldn't race next week. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row. Can't do that. So he's going to skip a week next week. I don't think there's stakes. I'll have to double check. He's not going to miss an actual stake race, but he doesn't need to race next week if there's a gap in his schedule. And no, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he's got the yard. No, he doesn't got the yard. He's not going to the yard. Nice horse, doing good things, but he's not going to the yard in a week from now. Well, hold on. No, that's 9 days from now. 9 days from now. We'll see. I mean, he's not as good a horse as Memory and Imagination, but he did go a good mile today to win in 57-3. He just does enough, right? But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. He did his work and he won. The only blemish on the day thus far has been obviously Victory Blue Chip. I didn't get the post-mortem from Tim or Dave on the horse. I had to leave. The reason activation didn't go back to the winner's circle was I left. I pulled up. He said somebody's got to take him to the winner's circle. I just thought Tim or the caretaker did. Nobody did. He went back to the paddock, so he didn't make it back for his picture because I was on the road. Now, as I said, I am razor thin tight for making it to Scioto. I don't know if they're going to let me drive Prince Charmer. You'll know if I drove him or not before I post this video, but it's going to be tight. You know, I woke up today, my legs were sore. You know, running around yesterday and running through the airport like an idiot. And, you know, I get off the bike and sometimes you forget, right? You're running around, and you don't remember that you got to drink, you got to eat. And it dawned on me around 2:30, I was starting to get a headache. My knees just hurt, my legs just felt weak. Dawned on me I hadn't eaten anything the whole day. So I went and got a sandwich and a couple of bottles of water, and feeling better now. I'll be at Scioto, hopefully on time to drive. 5:54 it says. Hopefully on time to drive Prince Charmer. Otherwise, I will have to miss him. But not a difficult horse to drive, and excited to either watch him race or drive him myself tonight. I think he's going to go a good mile for us. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. We had a good start to the day. Great last 2 days. You know, I tell everybody all the time, this game is good in the sense that you get out what you put in. That's not exactly true, because sometimes you can work as hard as you want and still get nothing out of it. But you definitely have to work hard in this game if you want to try and get ahead. And for all of our caretakers and our trainers and everybody that does, you know, work their butt off, it certainly felt like it paid off the last 2 days. So hopefully we can keep it going. We got our boys tonight. We got racing, and then we got Punch the Clock. Everybody's going to be watching her. Punch the Clock, Drebin. Just excited for a big night for the stable.ca.